Trying to find your history in a book assumes that you came from a narrative structure, which means you'd be a character in a story. And if you continue to root yourself in that idea, you get lost in the narrative. Begin to call it the Matrix, think of it as a trap, and forget that you are holding the pen and you have the ability to rewrite your own intention. Luckily for human beings, you didn't come from a narrative process. You came from a mathematical process, which you call embryology, and attempt to say it's biological, but I don't know, man. To me, it seems like some sort of conspiracy to keep the people stupid, but maybe the people are just stupid. And then if you weren't stupid, you would identify there being a conspiracy. To keep it simple, all human beings come from a mathematical process. You don't even get to just plug into the woman and that's it. There's a rhythmic process, a frequency-based resonance match that has to occur in order for life to maintain itself and propagate itself into the next generation. That's what creates life. But that's not deep. You're just not examining it the correct way. Embryology is the map and the proof. And so when you can see the pattern of how every single cell forms and then from there specializes into different parts, but always maintains the form, then you can see where you've actually come from. I believe it was Dr. Richard King who planted this seed in my mind. And he said, you don't need to go to a history book to know where you've come from because you didn't come from a history book. You came from your mom. And so if you can reverse the process for you from your experience here back to source, which would be your mother, and you can do it in different contexts in your life, then you'll be able to return to your power. But unfortunately, at least in my experience, people have the issue of sunken cost fallacy. And as they continue to walk down the erroneous road that they complain about, they don't turn around, they don't stop, they don't walk backwards. They just continue along the road. It's important to remember that with information and information sharing, we are no longer in the light of this perceived need for me to share information to convince you. Never. It never really was that. But there was this huge perceived need. If you were born in the 90s and the 80s before phones and information really started to grow, what everybody else believed was really the thing, you know? And now we realize what your own beliefs are as they compound themselves into knowledge, which then dissolve themselves into wisdom, are what the real value is. The value isn't anything physical anymore. It has to do with your invisible structure. So if you can understand how invisible structures work, you can see what a flux field is. You can look at Kirlian photography so you can get a visual of what a flux field is. You can do the work yourself and just go into the dark and learn how to train your eye so you can see the flux field, right? You can do the math and see that everything has a sort of toroidal structure. And when I say sort of, I mean exactly a toroidal structure around it. And if you can manipulate the toroidal structure, there is no spoon. But that is neither here nor there. Love, peace, love. I'll see you later.